Grassroots racers and fans to gather round. Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show, your destination for news and interviews within the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, and from the world of motorsports. Thank you for joining us for our 38th season, America's longest running weekly motorsports program held in front of a live audience. Tell your friends they still have time to join the racing crowd for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
How's that for an opening? We are live. Thank you, Brian Holtz, for firing up his race car. We're live at the July 19th show at the historic Heaven City at the Greenfield Gallery Custom Car Show. You can leave it running. That's fine. I like the sound of that. Bring that thing over. I want to smell that exhaust. Come on. Hey, we got a lot of fun, a great crowd already, but we want you here. We are live at the Heaven City property at Greenfield Gallery's Classic Car Show. They do a couple of these a year, but I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. Great cars, great bench racing already. You need to come down and join us. We're at the Heaven City property. It's 278 West National Avenue, basically in Mukwonago. 278 West National Avenue in Mukwonago. So if you take out the freeway, get off the Rock Freeway at 164, go west a couple of miles, you'll see us hanging out in the parking lot with 35 to 50, 60 cars. We have race cars here. We have classic cars here. We want you here as well. Thanks to the Boy Scouts, we've got Troop 152. They've got barbecue pork, brats, hot dogs, chips, water, and soda. Also, the Cub Scout Pack 29, they're serving up the food. The Cub Scouts have ice cream, so if you're thinking about, man, it's kind of hot right now, well, it's not going to rain anymore. We had that worry about an hour ago. That's gone. We're hanging out with you right now out in the parking lot, having some fun. We have a great show for you this evening. Thanks to Ralph Hibbert and his whole cast. Ralph Hibbert Jr. will be joining us here in a few minutes. Badger Midget President Quinn McCabe and racer Brian Peterson are joining us. Brian's got his midget out here. He's not going to start that just yet because we don't have a push truck, but that's cool. He's here with his midget. Racing Brothers Brian and Jeff Holtz. You already heard Brian's car. We'll talk to both those racing brothers here on the program as well. Jeff raced in the Midwest Truck Series and both race at Slinger Speedway in Sportsman and live in the Pro Late Model. So looking forward to talking to those guys. Also, Stormy's in the house. Jeff Storm is here with his wife, Tammy. He raced the Super Late Model all over the place. He made the Slinger Nationals field. We've got a great report from Bill Holland, and we're talking to Stormy on this program as well. Dean Strom's here with us for a couple of segments with short track news and results. We want to see you down here. We've got some great cars, some beautiful machinery. You'll see familiar faces from the world of racing. I see Wes Eckert's got his 27 Ford pickup over here. There's a lot of cool things hanging out here and hanging out and talking to the folks. So come on down and join us. Join us right now at Greenfield Gallery, the Classic Car Show at Heaven City at South 91 West 27850. Yeah, that's the big address. South 91 West 27850 National Avenue in Mukwonago. And we'll be right back talking racing for the next little while. Come on back and join us.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company, Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services can provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair, from oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club Points Racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help you with your spring cleaning. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Dallas, Waukesha, and Milwaukee, right next to Miller Park. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. We are live at the Greenfield Gallery Classic Car Show at Heaven City, 27850 West National Avenue. That's a fancy title for saying come on out and join us at Mugwanago. It's a car show going on. We got some race cars here, race drivers to talk to. A lot to see and take in on this beautiful evening. Come on out and join us and have some great food from the Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts as well. If you're looking to sell or buy our home or commercial property, choose Matt Rapina Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty. List and buy with confidence. Hire a realtor that has the knowledge and expertise to get your deal done. Not all realtors are the same. Choose Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty and list it with Matt Rapina. Knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. Visit mattrapina.com. mattrapina.com. Here's a heads up. If you've enjoyed our program on MAV TV Plus, as of July 12th, our show joins the programming now found at MAV TV on Flow Racing. So, you must now have the Flow Racing app to catch all the live and posted content on MAV TV, including our show. Emails have been sent to all subscribers, so hopefully you guys can tune in that way. I want to give you the heads up that you need to get a subscription to Flow, and you will not be disappointed. It's a great streaming service with a bunch of racing on it. We also have prize giveaways tonight after the show, thanks to Anderson's Maple Syrup. We've got some shirts from Jeff Storm. We've got some great prizes from Greenfield Gallery, where they're always buying your collections. We also have some other great prizes as well, so if you're interested in joining us, you've got time to join us and perhaps win some really nice prizes after our show here, as we got a DJ playing, we got the music going, and we're going to be here for a while. So come on down and join the racing crowd. It's time for the Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR Report. Interstate is founding sponsors of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries are the #1 replacement battery in North America, and Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin has a battery for every need. Visit interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. It happened today. I watched the NASCAR announcement at 2:30 p.m. today that featured NASCAR's Jim France, Lisa France Kennedy, Steve Phelps, and Ben Kennedy, and several Chicago city reps on a stage outside in Chicago. When the date was announced for Sunday, July 2nd, 2023 is the date of NASCAR's first ever street course race in Chicago. And IMSA Series will be competing on Saturday, July 1. There was no mention of Road America. However, a Sports Business Journal post shared at 11 a.m. by Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's Dave Coleman indicates the Chicago Street Race will replace Road America on the Cup Series schedule. The press conference wrapped up with a helmet presentation of the Chicago mayor and Bubba Wallace driving his McDonald's-sponsored car on the streets of Chicago to several key landmarks. We all know we want to see racing here. We want the best of everything. And certainly Road America has provided that the last 2 years of the NASCAR Cup Series, the last 11 with the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Hopefully they can find something to appease us Wisconsin fans, because right now we're like, hey, we had a great turnout. We had a great race at Road America. What's going on? We don't know all the details, but we do know that the announcement today kind of solidifies the fact that that date is no longer Road America's. We'll have to see if they make the 2023 schedule as things go on. Results-wise, Sunday in NASCAR, the Cup Series is allowed New Hampshire. Martin Truex won the pole, won the first two stages, and lost the race on a two-tire stop with about 100 laps to go. He could not hold them off, as his JGR teammate Christopher Bell had 4 tires and led the last 42 laps to win the race on one of C-Bell's better tracks on the schedule. Bell's now the 14th winner in the first 20 Cup races. Chase Elliott ran second. He's now finished first or second the last 4 races, has Chase Elliott. Bubba Wallace finished third, then Truex and Harvick both on two-tire strategy. Slinger resident and Cup driver Josh Blickey finished 34th. Josh will be back in the 77 Cup car this weekend at Pocono. Little Gator, Justin Allgaier, won his third Xfinity Series race of the season on Saturday on the flat 1 mile oval in New Hampshire. His win over Trevor Bayne was the first for Junior Motorsports at that track. Landon Castle and Allgaier exchanged the lead 5 times over the last 60 laps. The last 19 all belong to Gator. Franklin, Wisconsin, Sam Mayer was credited with 15th as both Landon Castle's third-place finishing car and the Chevy of Noah Gregson crossed the finish line in fourth. Both those cars failed post-race inspection for height infractions, one in the back, one in the front. Junior Motorsports is not appealing that, so they will be listed 37th and 38th officially in the rundown in the race results. All three NASCAR National Touring Series will be joined by the ARCA Menard Series this weekend at Pocono Raceway. I'll be there on Friday working with the NASCAR Productions folks putting on the ARCA race on FS1. And I'd like to express our condolences to the family of Bobby East, who lost his life last Wednesday afternoon after being stabbed at a gas station in Southern California. Bobby was only 37 years of age and retired from driving NASCAR and USAC open-wheel cars after the 2014 USAC Silver Crown season. Bobby was a two-time Silver Crown champ, won 11 of 72 races he entered in that division. One of his 15 USAC Sprint Car Series victories happened here at the Milwaukee Mile in 2005 on Governor's Cup weekend. He also won 22 USAC National Midget Features and 9 Western States Midget races. He was the son of noted car builder Bobby East. Our thoughts are with their family and the entire community as Bobby just kind of went to California on his own a couple years back, and unfortunately he has now passed away. So our thoughts and prayers are with Bobby East and all that are affected by his passing. We're now joined by a guy who's hanging out with us because he knows where the keys are, he knows what's in the lot, he knows what's in the store, and he's now kind of in charge of a lot of things with his dad. Let's welcome in Ralph Hibba Jr. with Greenfield Gallery. Ralph, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us, Jim. I'm glad you guys could come out.
We are excited to be here. Last year we had a great turnout. You did it again. This is a lot of fun, and these cars are amazing.
Yeah, my dad's always loved having car shows. He's always done them. We've done them since 2005 out here off and on. And when the opportunity to have you guys out presented itself, we jumped at it. So.
And the Heaven City property, I mean, there's a nice big lot we're sitting in. There's cars on different levels. There's cars in different angles and wings. There's a nice little shaded area over here. Frank Smith got here early enough to get one of those prime shade spots. So I'm thinking that this is a big-time deal, that people like coming here.
He's one of the locals. He knows the spots.
Get in the shade.
He's a good friend of my dad's.
That's great to know. But, I mean, there's guys that you probably see often that we just take for granted that we didn't know they had a race car. They didn't know they had a show car. They didn't know Wes had his 27 Ford pickup here. It's kind of neat to see the different facets of people coming together on a classic car night like this.
Absolutely, where the racing and the classic cars kind of combine.
So we have one classic car that you will not see on the racetrack soon. It's actually a whiskey decanter. It's sitting right here in front of us. I happen to see it inside Greenfield Gallery's showroom. It is a sealed whiskey decanter of the Olsenite Eagle. What does it say on the helmet? Bobby Unser drove this car for Dan Gurney back in the day. This decanter, still sealed, is one of the many treasures you'll find here at Greenfield Gallery. This is kind of a representation, I want to say, Ralph, of some of the cool stuff you guys get your hands on or come across or flow through with your eBay store and on Facebook and such.
70s and 80s, before NASCAR diecast and racing diecast kind of came about, that was some of the collectibles you'd have to see. They made decanters, they made stuff on plastic, they made model kits. Mostly everybody now collects things that all the cars are diecast, but before that, they made them in different ways, and that's how you had to collect them.
Do you have any idea how you came across that one? And will it be here tomorrow? Because I think I might have just sold it for you. I'm buying it.
I came with a random collection. We're always buying and selling. The older, the better. Always looking for oddball stuff, too.
And when it comes to the collection, you're saying if Uncle George is ready to just get rid of his stuff or say, you know what, I have all this cool stuff from 1975. That was the year I bought all the stuff. You can bring it here and get a fair price, I'm guessing.
Absolutely. You can ask Dean Strom with your show. I bought a bunch of stuff from Dean. There's been a bunch of other people out in the fans today, or in the audience today that I purchased stuff from too.
And you sell it too. You don't just acquire it and keep it.
Correct. Yep. Definitely.
So how do you go about finding where Greenfield Gallery is online?
We have an eBay store. The last 20 years, that's primarily been our business. Greenfield Gallery Sales 2, the number 2 at the end of it. We have about 200, 300 items on right now.
Wow.
Some racing programs, car parts, almost everything's car related.
And you know what's cool about it is you guys have to know a lot about the items you're selling too. That must be part of the fun for you.
Absolutely. Writing the description, figuring out where it came from. Some of the keys are like the people that buy from me when they're buying a program, they're looking for, hey, did my uncle race in that race? Did my cousin there? I was at that race. You get a lot of I was at that race and this happened. That's why people buy those programs.
Absolutely. And you've got quite a selection as well. What are some of the other unique items that you come across recently or just sold and make people jealous in the fact that you had your hands on it for a short time? What comes to mind?
I had a 1967 Parnelli Jones Turbine press kit. I bought it at a show online, at a show. We put it on eBay, and a bunch of people had messaged us. The curator at the time for the Indy Museum said he had only known that there was 3 in existence. So.
Whoa. And you had your hands on one.
Yep, absolutely.
Or you wear white gloves. I don't know. What do you do when you get something like that?
Yeah, it would definitely. It got the top shelf treatment.
Yeah. And you and your dad, this is a passion. How long have you and your dad done stuff like this?
Well, we just got back from the Iowa Car Show, and the earliest I can remember is we went there in 1978, and I remember 1981 we were at dealers. We've been at Jefferson since 1981, 82, just doing a lot of shows. I've been 20-plus years at Maxwell Street Days in Mugwanago. We do the Indy 500 memorabilia show. I go out to Oktoberfest. That's the best weekend in October, period. Get to hang out in the Pace Truck on Friday.
Wow.
And sell some memorabilia on Saturday. So that's a great festival, great venue.
And this is a family tie for us as well. The Racing Roundup show started in 1985, actually 1984, over probably too many beers and a couple of Canadian clubs in water. Daryl Dobbs started the show with Dennis Erneska and Terry Jeffords, and Daryl Dobbs' daughter is your wife. This is kind of a cool reconnection for us as well.
Absolutely. And for people who don't know, my father-in-law was the executive director of the American Bowling Congress. So we always kind of wondered how we've had this bowling racing kind of togetherness. I met my wife at Kuglich's New Berlin, or West Milwaukee, proposed her at Kuglich's New Berlin, and our first date was at Hales Corner Speedway. So
wow.
It doesn't get more romantic than that,
It does not. You cannot top that. I don't care how many cherries in the jar, you cannot top that story. And she's still putting up with you.
Absolutely.
Speaking of bowling, I know you are huge into bowling, but our guests that we're going to have on the show are kind of here because of you and your connection with them, the Holtz boys. How'd you meet Brian and Jeff Holtz?
So in 1989, I was bowling league at Showdown Lanes, which is no longer there. It was on 37th and National. The league director said, I got these 2 brothers. Their mom drops them off. They won't be able to bowl unless somebody gives them a ride home. Will you take $5 and take them home? So that is how I met Brian and Jeff Holtz.
Was that a one-time offer?
Then it became weekly.
Oh.
I had to do it every week.
But you got $5 every time?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's how we met.
That's more than an hour's pay at the bowling alley.
And then Brian taught me some other, kind of racing hacks. Like if you sold Midwest Racing News, you'd walk in the track with like 10 Midwest Racing News. You'd sell 5 of them. You'd sit down. You get in the race for free.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's a good hack. Did
Absolutely.
you ever do that?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
All the time.
All the time. And then this Jeff Storm guy. I know he's got a bowling alley on his car, a bowling lanes that he likes to bowl in, a bowling center. But you guys know about each other just by happenstance, or is there a bowling connection too?
13, 14 years ago, I'm bowling at Burlington, and I'm like, Jeff, do you see the name? And you go, Jeff Storm. I'm like, is that the guy? And sure enough, it's the guy. And then we became really good friends. We bowl league on Mondays together, and he's just a real dude. I don't know how else to say it. This show was started, and you've had amazing guests. You've had Alan Kowicki's, Bobby Allison's. You can name all of them. The show has had these amazing guests, but the gist of the show was to give the racers, like the Holtzes, the Petersons, all the people, the Storm family, the people that do this for, they don't do it for a living, but it's their passion. And that's what this show has showcased for years. It's kind of showcased the racers, Yeah, it's great to have the big names on, but to find the story behind some of the people that do it every week, the people that go to Slinger, go to Beaver Dam, go to Madison, run the Midwest Tour, that's kind of what this show has always been founded on. Because, the bigger the names, you have to talk to their people to get there. I just went to Jeff Storm and said, will you be on? And he said yes. So,
you know what? I'm sitting here, and it's great to hear that, because we're reminded of how much fun we have doing this and getting the guests lined up and having this opportunity with you guys. It is, I guess, why we're here. It's really our enjoyment. Just like you and your dad going to find some great new finds, or somebody comes to you. We get to do this every week. So it's great to hear that and be reminded of how much fun we get to do this show every Tuesday with the people we get to do it with. So thanks for that reminder as well.
Absolutely.
Ralph, where can people call you if they got something in mind, or they got something in the basement, or they're like, you know what, I want to know how much this is worth? Are you one of those kind of guys they can call?
Yeah. Our store number is 262-363-5885. Nice and symmetrical. 262-363-5885. We're always buying collections. My dad's he's looking for vehicles too. He buys cars, he buys car parts, literature, stuff like that. I focus on the racing stuff, programs, diecasts, etc.
Yeah, it's more than just cool signs and racing stuff and automotive. You guys have a lot of different antiques that come through, dolls and such, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
When it comes to this property, is it a store or is it where you would just want to give us a call and go from there?
We use the store. It's a store, but it's a vehicle for buying. We usually don't sell as much. We usually when we list stuff, we either do shows or online.
Okay.
I do have a full-time job, so if you're going to bring something out, more than likely you're going to have to make an appointment, drop it off, and I'll take a look at it within 24 hours.
That's all part of the plan. It's all part of the fun. It's what they get to do, and we're hanging out here on a Tuesday night. Any more car shows coming up that you guys are going to have this summer?
We are not having any more events here. The next event that I will be selling at will be Maxwell Street Days in Mugwanago. It'll be a third weekend of August. Our big staple is always the Jefferson Old Car Show. It's the last weekend in September.
All right. And then you get to go to play at Oktoberfest.
Absolutely.
We got stuff figured out. Thanks to Ralph for having us here. How about a hand for Ralph Hibbert and his dad and his whole family for putting on the fun tonight. And thanks to the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts as well to come over to make sure we're all fed and hydrated and eating ice cream, watching a racing show in a parking lot. Yeah, why not? Come on and join us. We're at Heaven City. The Greenfield Gallery Classic Car Show is going on tonight. We're here till 8:30, I don't know. But come on out. Beautiful night. Tops are down on the convertibles. Way to make sure you are part of this. So come on down and join us. We've got a neat program for you coming up. We're talking to Brian Holtz and Jeff Holtz next. We have Jeff Storm on the show. We have Brian Peterson here with his midget. Quinn McCabe, I think, is here. I just saw him doing some laps, so he's ready. He's warmed up. He's in the push-off area. So we've got a lot to talk about on a beautiful night for a car show. Come on out and stroll with us and bring your own chair and have some fun. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Need a pack and move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage will improve your move. BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move. Statewide.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack-leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much.
American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
We're back on the Racing Roundup Show, live at the Heaven City property, the Greenfield Gallery Classic Car Show. I am looking at a bunch of eye candy out here. I saw a Corvette over there. I see the John Burnside's, not you, Dean. I'm looking at John Burnside's Fairlane wagon. I might be wrong. I hope it's not a Galaxy. I got it wrong. I know it is. John, sorry. Bobby Gutenecht is here with his 58. Thank you, Bobby, for rolling that in. I saw him idling right on through. We're having a ball. Come on down and join the racing crowd at 27850 West National Avenue, the Heaven City property. This portion of the show is brought to you by ARR West Dallas Recycling. Our good friend Phil Rayberg. They have 3 locations at 80th and Burnham. ARR Waukesha Recycling is at 1001 Tesh Court. And you can cash in at National Salvage on South 44th Street across from where the Milwaukee Brewers play. visit AlliedResourceRecovery.com. Dean Strom's in the house. You've been a busy guy. Great job last Tuesday at the Slinger Nationals. I enjoyed watching you running around wearing that purple and making it happen.
You know, I was so busy, I didn't even get to come out and check out the show.
Somehow we did it without you.
And I saw the pictures on Facebook. You were busy.
Yeah, it was fun.
You talk about me being busy.
Greg Copine did a great job getting those guys out of the parking lot. Jimmy Lappin helped us get them over there.
Nice.
Yeah, we even had Billo helping us get people out.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, it's time for the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report. Bonafide Security Solutions brings you this report. For camera and alarm systems for your home or business, program card access, gun safes, it's a lock. Support the racers at Team Bonafide by calling 262-790-9400. Go online, bonafidesafe.com. Bonafide protects what you value. Wilmot Raceway rained out for the 6th time this summer. Man, oh man. This Saturday night, July 23rd, it's Founders Night at Wilmot Raceway. CKContractorsLLC.com brings us the happenings at Wilmot Raceway. Hire the pros at CK Contractors for Lake Michigan shore restoration, lot grading, excavation, retention pond building, and more. Founders Night will include bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw sprints, along with modified street stock bandits. And then for more information, you can, of course, go to WilmotRaceway.com. Mike Litchfield keeps on winning. Dells Raceway Park and UMA Pro late models didn't come easy. It was a mad dash for the lead on lap 30 of the 35-lapper. Leaders Jesse Bernhagen, Morgan Schischel were battling. Litchfield found a way past both of them and raced off to the win. This Saturday night at Dells Raceway Park, Assembly Products All-Star Shootout. $5,000 to win, up for grabs for the pro late models. $3,000 for the modified. Yes, $3,000 for the 40-lap modifieds. $1,500 to win the 602 Outlaw late models plus fireworks. Same gate prices for some excellent racing this Saturday night. More details, and you can buy your tickets in advance at DellsRacewayPark.com. Caution flag flew with 5 to go. Badger Midget feature Saturday night at the Plymouth Dirt Track, but that did not deter Zach Bodden from taking his first checkered flag in 3 seasons. Matt Recheck won Sunday night at Angel Park over Kyle Stark and Bodden. Mike Marlar, Jim, after winning at Mississippi Thunder Speedway earlier this year, he hit pay dirt once again on the Wisconsin soil Sunday night, claiming the win at Red Cedar Speedway. World of Outlaw late models were visiting Red Cedar. Ricky Weiss and point leader Dennis Erb Jr. completed the top 3. Jimmy Mars finished 5th after starting 16th, and it was great to see. Red Cedar Speedway was packed. It was standing room only. It wasn't too many years ago, Jim, that the future of racing at Red Cedar was in doubt. So that was good to see that show. Need a loan?
What?
Do you need a loan?
I need something from all these guys winning the big purses, yeah.
Brent Marks is your guy. He made history this past weekend at Eldora Speedway. Thursday night, he won $100,000 in the historical big one after starting 14th. Came back on Saturday night to win $175,000 in the King's Royal after starting 6th. 31 years old, Marks now owns the richest single week in the history of sprint car racing.
And he's ranked 2nd in the national sprint car poll on Speed Sport. The highest ranking guy is Justin Marks of the All-Stars, and Justin is our guest next week on this show via video link. He won't be here signing autographs like Dean Strom.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We want to congratulate the 5 newest members of the Southeastern Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Fame. It was announced today
at the golf outing.
At the golf outing, yeah. Our Bruce Blodgett is there,
Yep.
by the way. Voted in. Steve Sinclair did so much for the aforementioned Wilmot Speedway and bringing racing back to it, did so much for the IRAs, the Interstate Racing Association, the sprint cars there, promoted sprint car racing all around the Midwest, and just a great ambassador to the sport. So Steve gets in. Congratulations there. Noel Kramer, Roger Miller, Terry Tucker at Jefferson Speedway. He gets in. And David Prunty will join his brother Dale, who was elected to the Hall last year. Of course, David, a former Slinger Super Speedway champion and a Nationals champion. The induction ceremony will be held at the Shower Center in Hartford in November. Buck Night, Jim, right up your alley at Madison International Speedway.
It's my kind of dollar right there.
Buck.
$1 for stuff.
You want a burger?
Hot dog.
How much is a burger?
I'm guessing it's $1.
How much about a hot dog?
I'm going to take a leap here.
A brat? It's all $1. It's $1.
All right.
It's $1. Beers are $2. But the NASCAR late models will take center stage at Madison International Speedway on Friday night for Buck Night. I'll be at State Park Speedway in Wausau this Saturday night for the ARCA Midwest Tour, Larry Deachin's Memorial. Big 8 late models headline on Friday night, with the Midwest Tour taking center stage on Saturday night.
Where can you see all that if you can't
Would
get
love
there in
to
person?
see you there. Well, you could be there in person.
I'm in Pocono.
That's
But
I
if
was
you
going to
can't
ask
be,
you where you were.
If you can't be, where can we watch you do your magic, Dean?
MidwestTour.tv.
Both the Big 8 race on Friday and
Yep.
the ARCA Midwest Tour. Larry Deachin's Memorial are going to be aired live on MidwestTour.tv.
Pretty big one. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we should let the fans know, Jim, that we are taking the DeAngelis Construction Roadshow on the road in 2 weeks. We're going to be at the front gate for the ARCA Midwest Tour, the Truck Series race, August 2nd at Wisconsin International Raceway in Kaukauna. We're going to start at 5:30. You can get all the details on our
We're going to
schedule
go 5:15
page.
now, I think.
5:15?
Maybe, somewhere in there.
You changed it.
We can.
We can.
We can. 5-something.
Find
Be there.
out those late-breaking details. Find them out at racingroundupshow.com. That's all I have for you.
That's it?
Yep.
You want to stick around and talk to these guys?
I could. Sure. Would you like
Because
me to?
you talk about them.
I don't know if they want
Sometimes
me
you
to.
watch them go in circles from the inside. Dean's actually one of the voices at Slinger Super Speedway. And we're welcoming a couple of guys who've done a lot of racing there and elsewhere. Let's welcome in racing brothers Jeff Holtz and Brian Holtz. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Jeff, we're going to start with you because I've seen you race the Midwest Truck Series trucks. You've been racing a lot of different cars and trucks over time. What drew you to race with that series full-time this year?
Affordability
Okay.
and fun. Just one tire race, and it's just very affordable, and you can build them things pretty cheap, and they're good racing.
And how about the tracks you get to go to? It's a pretty
yeah.
wide array there, too.
Yeah, pretty much any track in Wisconsin seems like we're going to on asphalt, but some are good for me, and some ain't so good.
How do those trucks compare to, let's say, a limited late model or a sportsman, a Midwest sportsman?
They handle very well, but they have no power whatsoever.
Oh, okay. Corner speed then.
Yeah.
Momentum.
Yes, there's down the straightaway is not very fast.
So you have to change your style completely then at a track like Slinger, Milwaukee, for that matter.
Yeah, you just got to keep rolling.
All right. Okay. You got to race at the mile. You got to race at Slinger. You got to race at Madison. Credit to a second there. I mean, there's a lot that goes into finishing top 5, top 10, like you've been knocking off, running 8th in points right now.
Competition is very good. Everyone's very even, and everyone's got good equipment and good drivers coming through. You know.
Did you build the truck you're racing? Did you buy it from someone else?
No, we actually ordered it in January. We got it in March and got it ready for the Dells for the first race.
That was in April.
Yes, in April. So we put it together in a month.
Wow. It's performing well. Same truck, same engine, same everything?
Yep.
And that one tire rule, how much does that affect how you race, how hard you race, maybe early on? At Slinger, I saw a lot more aggression, maybe even later in the race. Guys would get with their spot and then kind of run in that 40-lapper they had.
I don't know. You got to be easy on the tires a little bit in the beginning, but once you get by yourself, you got to do everything you can to try and get any spots. I mean, everyone's so even, you know.
One of the things I noticed at Slinger, and I get a chance to see him there. That was only the second or third time that they were at Slinger Super. Those trucks look cool. I mean, they look really, really cool. So to me, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter how fast you're going because they look good and everybody's going a good speed. So I think they put on a great show.
Yeah, hopefully they have us back next year. That's out of our control, but hopefully people like them, you know.
And I was standing next to a couple of your crew guys. They're up on the hill at the pit exit of turn 2, and they're just watching. And I'm watching as well. I'm like, when is Jeff going to get a spot to open up here? Because you kind of got pinned down on the bottom for quite a long time at Slinger.
Yeah, for the Nationals, it wasn't meant to be for me, but kind of fell back a little bit and got stuck behind some other cars, and then finally got a couple yellows and got up there a little bit, you know.
All right, we're talking to Jeff Holtz and Brian. Yes, we will have Brian Holtz on this show as well. But one more question for Jeff right now. Looking at the point standings, Jeff is 19th in the Pro Late Model points. Brian is 12th. Brian is 2nd in Sportsman points. So, Brian, are you giving your brother pointers here? Because it seemed like you guys are doing okay when you're racing head-to-head. But, Jeff, you got to answer this one. How fun is it racing against your brother at Slinger?
It's a lot of fun, but we're not racing against each other this year.
All right.
In the past, though, I mean, it's
you guys used to be in the same feature every week.
Yeah, it used to be nerve-wracking, but luckily we never had any issues, so life is good.
Brian, you can now counterpoint that, please. It's the sibling.
That's why we're racing different divisions this year. He's running 2nd in points. I'm running 2nd in sportsman, so we don't have to race against each other, you know.
How much fun is that, though? The sportsmen don't run every week, Brian. Did that give you any respite, or you're like, I'm going to put together a Pro Late Model too?
We got a Pro Late Model. We just got to get it together. But it's fun helping him, you know. We got plenty of cars to work on. Not a lot of help, you know. Luckily, we picked up this guy named Dave Zellmer, and he's been doing everything for us. He's the best guy we ever found.
Great. And Dave, I know, and he's done a lot of work on his family car with his son Jake, and I'm thinking that's got to help you guys a ton, just having somebody with that knowledge and that ability and wanting to make you go fast.
Oh, yeah, I hope his kid never wants to race again because we need him.
Brian, when it comes to racing, how new is that Midwest Sportsman you're racing at Slinger on a given Sunday night?
Well, that's an old car. It's probably an early 90s car, but I love that car. It's been through hell and back, but I keep racing it,
That's the one we just heard to start the show, right?
No, that's a different one.
Oh, what's this one?
That's the one he races, and I race it once in a while. That's the Milwaukee Mile car that he raced this year.
Because I saw you drive up in it, so I'm all confused. So the Holtz brothers do interchange things on occasion. Do you guys ever, swap rides and don't tell anybody? Come out of the hauler and with the helmet on?
Yeah, all the time.
What do you think about this, Jeff? I just changed the shock on the thing. What do you think? Well, let me go on with this practice session. Nobody will know it's me. Does that happen? Really?
Maybe.
Okay.
That is one of the things, Jim, that I find interesting about these two brothers is how many cars do you guys, cars and trucks, between the trucks, the Midwest Sportsman, the late models, everything, how many cars, race vehicles do you guys have in the garage?
Currently we have 7 right now.
All right. And how many actually can race tomorrow?
3 or 4.
Okay. Good. I'm not offering Dean to drive one of those. I'm just curious. That gives you options then, right? They're all able to race. If you need something, you can plug apart or even use the whole race car.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got backups, but we haven't needed them yet, so that's good.
Well, I think what happened, Jim, was they came across a really good deal, and they just couldn't say no. The used car guys came out in them, and they couldn't say no to a really good deal.
So you guys race together, you bowl together, and now you're in the family business of buying and selling used cars. Is that right?
Yeah.
How's that going, and where can we find a used car for you guys?
Well, my lot's in Muskego on 45 and 36, and my brother's is in Caledonia.
Okay. And if they wanted to get a used vehicle, you guys can probably find something they're looking for, I'm guessing, Jeff. How much fun is that, looking for people saying, I want this kind of car, this color, this model, this many doors? Do people get that specific, and can you fill those needs?
It's getting tougher lately. The car market's definitely slimmed down. I mean, we can still find stuff, but it's getting a little more challenging. Plus, the prices are going pretty high right now.
Yeah, even at the wholesale cost, or what you guys are buying them for, and then that margin goes down because you need to sell them for a price people want to buy them at.
Yeah, we get to pass the savings on to the customer.
You don't make money, I don't make money. Here you go.
Yeah.
Come on down to 36 and 45. Brian, you're about to chirp in there. Go ahead.
There's no new cars out there anymore, so used cars are way up in price. Everybody's fixing their used stuff, so it's hard right now,
Gotcha.
Cars are up $2,000, $3,000, but people still need used cars and they can't afford new ones, so.
Yep.
I drive by the lot every Saturday morning on my way to the yard waste dump down there on 124th Street. They're working hard at it. Got a bunch of good-looking cars on the lot. It's a good lot.
You have a ramp too.
Yeah,
Who
they
gets
have
to
a
decide?
ramp.
Who gets to decide, Brian? What car goes on the ramp? That one on the corner that shows off the fancy car.
We try to get cool cars to put on there, but it's been hard finding that right now, even
All right.
too,
That's why the Yugo wagon was up there when I drove by last Saturday.
When was that? You're thinking of Durham Auto Salvage.
Oh no, Gilly closed up a while ago. Now I always look at his yard too. I spent a lot of time in that yard for my dad and his business. And think about that. I mean, Alshill's just down the road. You can get parts where you need to get parts, and it's just neat to know you guys are in that neighborhood. So if you've ever been to Al's Auto Salvage or Durham Auto Salvage, Durham Auto Sales is on the corner of 36 and 45. Where's your store exactly, Jeff, in Caledonia?
I'm on Highway 32 in Caledonia and 5 Mile Road.
Okay. And how many cars do you have on the lot now?
I used to have 50. Now I got about 20.
Okay.
So.
But you can still find a car for someone, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Give us the free phone number to call.
My number is 262-752-0905.
All right, you got that? Remember that? You can also watch the show and rewind, but don't rewind it and then get the numbers backwards. Brian, how can people get a hold of you when you're not at the lot or at the lot?
Durham Hill Auto Sales at gmail.com or 414-425-4880.
Okay, now we got that one sponsor out of the way, Dean. Go ahead.
And if because I got out of the ice cream business, so if
you want to make sure people are satisfied with their purchase.
So I had to take some of my ice cream clients and give them over to Brian because he's got an ice cream wagon too. His is mine could have fit inside his, but he's got an ice cream wagon too. So if you need ice cream and you're not here tonight because Boy Scouts are selling ice cream, but if you want a gig, if you got some sort of a festival or a parade or something, graduations, birthday parties, yes. Do I have to do your job for you?
But Brian, I saw you at Portrait's Father's Day car show a couple years ago. You were selling more than ice cream. What do y'all offer as a mobile?
We do hot dogs, nachos, pretzels, SpongeBob, Spider-Man, snow cones, soda, water, whatever we can get our hands on, cotton candy.
And you're available to be in someone's driveway for a big graduation party or at a fun festival that's coming up?
Oh yeah, this guy right next to me set me up with a couple of big jobs in Muskego that he didn't want to do and helped me out.
No, I wanted to do them, but I didn't have an ice cream truck anymore.
So
I got to get this Dean guy to work for me when I don't have time so I can go race.
So what's the Gmail if I want a SpongeBob and I want to email you saying where you're going to be next?
Call Dean Strom or Brian Streets.
Right. Hey, sponsor-wise, Jeff, I want to make sure we spend some time here. As Ralph Hibbert Jr. reminded us last segment, this show is about getting your sponsors, getting you guys exposure, getting people that you can say, hey, thanks for being part of this. Who's helping you with your truck and whatever else you get to race this year?
We got PMF Landscaping out of West Bend. Other than that, we got Durham Hill Auto, and not too many of their sponsors. Most of it comes out of our pocketbook.
Gotcha. So you need to buy cars for these guys so they can go race their cars. Brian, how about your sponsors?
I got the same. Myself, PMF Landscape. We had Greater Milwaukee Auto Auction. We're trying to get them back. They help us out with the shirts and stuff, but their business is down, so they can't afford to sponsor us right now either, but hopefully we get them back,
Yeah. Where are you guys racing next? Jeff, are you going to run Jefferson this Sunday in the Midwest Truck Series?
No, I'm going to Slinger Sunday.
Okay. What's going on at Slinger Sunday, Brian? You racing too?
We're off this week. I'll be helping brother.
All right. What division, Jeff? You've got options. Which car are you going to race this Sunday night at Slinger?
Pro late model.
All right.
I just got to keep him patient so he doesn't hit anybody leading. He's done that twice. He's been trying too hard. I just got to slow him down a little bit.
10-4, and that's now officially on the recording, so we can play this back anytime we want to make sure the Holtz boys are square with each other.
Usually I'm the impatient one, but somehow he's the impatient one.
That's why I wanted Jeff to talk first. I think Brian's kind of like, getting the jabs in here all of a sudden. We're in late rounds.
As you get older, I think you lose your patience faster.
You definitely do, Jim. I think Al Schill heard his ears were ringing because him and Gwen just walked in.
Hey, hi, cool,
Yeah.
great, awesome. We're not too far from home. We just thought about going down to get you some parts right on the corner from Durham Hill Auto Sales. Guys, thanks for being on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thanks
this
for having
is a
us.
gathering, and we thank you for being part of it. Thank you, guys. See some Holtz Brothers shirts out there as well. Thank you for coming down and bringing your friends. It's a lot of fun to be on this show. If you want to be on the show as an advertiser or as a guest or want to do some product giveaways, feel free to contact us through our website. RacingRoundupShow.com is our website. We've got schedules up there. We've got a whole lot to talk about, and we want to tell you right now before we go to commercial break, we are thankful for our sponsors, including Greenfield Gallery, that make this show possible. So when you hear the ads, please support these businesses. We're coming right back to the Greenfield Gallery Car Show at Heaven City, 27850 West National Avenue in McWanago. We're hanging out with these beautiful cars, and all the cool people are hanging out with us. So come on down, join the cool racing crowd on this wonderful evening for this car show and this program. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Automatic Transmission Design is located in Germantown, Wisconsin. They've been hard at work the last 15 years in perfecting the best performance racing transmissions and converters. The folks at ATD have made it possible to offer the best quality and most affordably priced winning components for off-road, drag racing, truck pulling, and circle track applications. ATD may not be the biggest or most famous company in the marketplace, but they have the will and put in that extra effort to provide you with the best products available. ATD's certified technicians go through a comprehensive quality checklist on every transmission and converter they build. Then it's tested on their in-house dyno. Only then is the product ready for shipment to the customer. ATD takes these steps to provide you with the best quality products every time. They are 100% guaranteed. Their no returns policy makes sure it's right the first time. The next time you need a performance transmission or converter, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Interstate Batteries, proud sponsor of the Racing Roundup Show and the number 18 of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries is the #1 replacement battery in North America. You deserve the best, so get the best. Go to interstatebatteries.com. Go to interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Get yours today. Race on.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club points racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
This is America's longest-running weekly motorsports program, held in front of a live audience. Stay up to speed on the Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Thanks for joining us for the Racing Roundup Show. Once again, here is the trackside voice of the Daytona 500 and NASCAR at the track. You see him on MAV TV's live coverage of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl and the ARCA Menard Series. The host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey, gang, thanks for being part of this great broadcast. We are hanging out at the Heaven City property. The Greenfield Gallery Car Show is going on. The Greenfield Gallery has got a bunch of friends that have great-looking classic cars. Come on down and join the racing crowd. Tonight we're on the air till 7:30 or so, and then we'll do some giveaways with some folks here. We've got some great prizes to give away, and a lot of fun to tell you things more about. We got a lot more racing to cover here on this show. This portion is brought to you by BMRE Electric Carts in Random Lake. Brad Miller is Wisconsin's only Icon dealer and has in-stock inventory and customizing options available right now on their Facebook page, BMRE Electric Carts Company. We also want to tell you that I had an absolute blast at Road America. My son Sam was there, my buddy Bill, his son Joey came up with his friend Nate. We had a ball at the WeatherTech International Challenge with Brian Redmond Vintage Weekend. It was great. It was awesome. I got to see a lot of familiar faces. We saw some friends. We saw Brad Dahmer qualifying races 1970 Chevelle on Saturday. He raced on Sunday as well. We visited with Peter Cunningham. Camden Murphy was hanging out with Joe Nemechek, getting his car ready to go. We had a ball. It was a lot of fun, and it lived up to my anticipation. The Dan Gurney All-American Racers display and exhibition laps were breathtakingly awesome. It was amazing to see 28 Indy cars. 11 of them hit their track on Saturday. I don't know how many made it on Sunday. An IMSA GTP car, an Eagle BMX bike. They filled the tent. It was my pleasure to speak with my longtime TV friend Tom Gee, who came up from Tampa for the exhibition. He actually sat down 2 months prior to Dan Gurney's passing with Dan Gurney, talking about his 1950s hot rodder days when he moved from New York State out to California. And that was just a treat to talk to Tom. Tom got to know the Gurney brothers. Danny, Justin, and Alex were at Road America on the weekend, and Tom introduced me to Justin and Alex. It was a wonderful time, and I actually got introduced to Danny, who still works at AIR in California, All-American Racers. He said, I get to see my brothers every day. That's kind of cool. But Danny Gurney, they could not be more accommodating, and I give all the credit and thanks to the Driesings. Jacques and his dad, Rick, they presented 5 vehicles. They had a ball. They had a bunch of people there. They had a bunch of people staying at their property in Elkhart Lake that they own, so it's really neat to know it all came together as they expected, and they did a knockout job. It was amazing. It was fun. They were so kind with their time as well. So thank you to all involved. Bravo to Road America, bravo to Driesings, and all involved with a great event. It was a lot of fun to be around that on Saturday. This is the Anderson Maple Syrup Racing Short Track Spotlight. We've got a lot of racing to talk about over the course of the summer. This past Saturday and Sunday, they were back at it. The Badger Midgets were racing. We want to tell the Anderson's Maple Syrup Spotlight is on the Badger Midgets, the Badger Midget Auto Racing Association, and their great racers. Let's welcome in the president of Badger and a great racer himself from just down the road. Brian Peterson is the racer, and Quinn McCabe's back with us. Quinn, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having us on.
El Presidente. It's good to have you here. Busy season thus far. You raced Saturday and Sunday this past weekend.
Correct.
How are things going with the schedule? I know the racing's been really good. I've been reading all about it. I've been telling people more about it. How's it gone from your perspective, knowing that competition is this good?
It's very good. Right now we've had 12 races, so we're halfway through our season. 11 different winners.
That's amazing. And Zach Bowden finally won one. I've been thinking, wait a minute, didn't he win like 6 already this year? Nope, first time. In 3 years. He's right there every week.
Yeah, he's right there every week. He was leading a couple weeks ago at the Prairie and just had a mechanical failure, and that was heartbreaking.
And then Saturday night, he gets the chance to run at Plymouth and wins there. Sunday night, you got another new winner there.
Yeah, well, Zach ran at Plymouth for years with the Micro. So he knows that racetrack really well.
Okay.
And he got around there really well on Saturday night, that's for sure.
Big time. And then Sunday, what happened? A lot of racers showed up. The Brian Gabinski tribute, that had to be kind of fun to put that on again for the second year.
Yeah, that was fun. And then Matt Rechek, driving for Craig Dory, finally they put it together and delivered a victory. So with some help of a few cautions, but that's racing.
Yeah, that's the satisfying part of it. Brian Peterson's joining us here as well. Brian, you've got your beautiful number 7 car sitting right there ready to race. Thanks for bringing the car down, and thanks for being on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me on again.
You brought Austin down, you brought your wife Dee. That car is ready to fire. You said you had some issues on Friday that prevented you from racing this weekend, but I'm thinking you've got to be pretty stoked saying, I want to go back and race with the Badger Midgets. That's where I want to be. Why?
It's fun. I think it's the best class right now in the state of Wisconsin as far as just the growth. When I got into it 5 years ago, took a couple years off just to race Legends with Austin, and got back this year. Just been fighting gremlins and that. We thought we had it worked out this weekend and found another issue, so motor's got to go back again, so that's racing.
And Quinn, I know you guys have the 2.4-liter motor that's very proven. You've got definitely different people getting involved with the series in terms of providing engines, providing support. It's got to know, I mean, in terms of just the stories of guys having the help of others in the pits, must make you feel pretty good knowing that Brian's issues happened before he got to the track. But I see a lot of guys posting or just talking about how much they get help in the pits from their fellow competitors, no matter the engine, no matter the time. They want to help and get a race on. They want to beat you on the track, not see you on the trailer. That's kind of comforting, I'm sure, as well for you.
Yeah, it's always good to see other competitors help the other competitor just to get on the racetrack, especially with the group of cars we've had this year. I believe I looked today, I think we've had 58 different car owners show up at the racetrack.
Wow.
So.
And that is really where you spend a lot of your time, isn't it? Talking to people about, hey, you've got a car, bring it out. What's taking so long? Come on, we need you. We want you. You're on the phone, I'm guessing, quite a bit as an organizer, really kind of getting the temperature of people saying, hey, I only want to race 6 times. Can you come this week kind of thing? That's going to be part of your constant contribution.
Yeah, we're just trying to find everybody to get there. One of my goals this year would be to get everybody there for one night. Just one night at Sun Prairie. I'd like to see, if we get 50 cars there, that'd be great. But to watch everybody race on the same night, that would be pretty cool.
It would be. And Brian, I know you get a chance to race against these Badger Midget competitors. You see guys that have raced in other disciplines. You see guys that race full-time in the All-Stars, like Bill Balog show up. You see guys like Todd Cleaver now leading the points. Todd Cleaver leading the points, by the way. And if you guys didn't know that, Todd's up there leading these point standings. He came from stock cars and snowmobiles and that kind of thing. It's got to be fun knowing that diversity as you race against and get to know these people that you call friends and race against hard every week.
There's a lot of talent in Badger Midgets, that's for sure. First race out of the year for us. Saturday we were planning on racing and found out that Chase McDermott was coming up, and I told Dieters Austin or Chase would be the two I'd ever put in my car, and became the opportunity presented itself to put him in it, just so I knew what I had. He showed me what I have now, and we learned a lot from him, and having Bob Guess up there, Bill Guess with those guys helping, and it's the competition and the level of driver in this series is it's really nice to see. Very respectful. You don't see dirty sliders in Badger. It's a really, really good division. It really is.
I had the good fortune of hosting the Badger Midget Banquet this past off season, and Chase McDermott picked up his 3rd straight, I think it was, title in terms of a championship. Did you call him first? Did he call you? Because he's not racing a midget full time with Badger this year. You gave him a shot in your car.
Yeah, I got a call from Bob Guest that he was going to come up, and I was like, awesome, I'm going to have help at the track. This is pretty cool. And he goes, yeah, Chase is coming up too. I'm like, well, who's he driving for? He's like, can't find a ride. I'm like, oh. So talked to D, and about 5 minutes later I called him. I'm like, hey, you want to drive a car? Wow. He came up, and it was pretty cool. It worked out. We felt like visitors because Taylor graduated from UWM that day, so we literally pulled into the pits at 6 o'clock, and all I did was we drove the car up there in the morning, the trailer, left the keys, and they did everything. So it was really neat that we learned a lot.
I imagine you did. That's got to be really enjoyable knowing that there is emphasis there saying, what do I have and what can I learn from? Quinn, what can we learn from next? We're racing Saturday night, Sycamore Speedway. Your Illinois home, I'd say, for Badger Midgets. Is that a safe assumption, safe statement to say?
Oh, yeah, it's a very safe statement to say that. And we'll be there. Now is when we start our run of racing at Sycamore Speedway every other Saturday night from here till September.
Oh, really? Wow, cool. That's an aggressive schedule. I like it.
Well, it's every other Saturday night.
Yeah. You got Plymouth again coming up?
Yeah, we have Plymouth in 2 weeks. And then we'll go to Sycamore, and then we'll be at Angel Park.
A lot going on. Where can people find out more about Badger Midget Racing?
If you just go on the webpage, bmara.com, and you can find the schedule there. You can find the points. You can find where we'll be next, and the rest of our series schedule.
And then I could not get there on Sunday, but I did find out that Todd Cleaver, leading the points, was running third in the feature Sunday night at Angel Park Speedway, and had to pull in.
Correct.
Now he's only 20 points ahead of Kyle Stark.
Correct.
We got a battle, don't we?
Oh, and Zach Bowden's right there at 43. So the top three, it's going to get real interesting going down the stretch.
When we had Todd on our show, he was very gracious with his time. He said, "I don't know if I'm running the whole schedule yet, but these points are kind of adding up. I think I might have to do more of that."
Yeah, I think they've talked him into it now.
Good idea.
He's led this far. It's pretty cool to see Todd. Todd's a very talented driver. I'll give it that. As much grief as he used to give me after I get out of the car, when he was him and three of his buddies would always come down the pit area, and I'd get out of the car, and I'm like, "How did you get here so fast?" And they tell me everything I did wrong. Nothing I did right. Everything I did wrong. So.
And then your turn is every week now that you see him, every race.
I get to see him every race, but he doesn't make too many mistakes, so it's fun to watch.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch all them guys race. It really is, especially when you get those guys. We were at Dubuque 2 weeks ago or last weekend, and just to watch those guys get up on the fence and rip around there is fun, especially when you're running at Dubuque. And then again, Sunday night was the same way. Guys were running the top and the bottom, some in the middle. It's fun to watch them. Everyone run a different line.
And the schedule you put together, I think, is really, really excellent because you've got a chance to race at different racetracks. You're racing with different series, wing, non-wing, modifieds, doesn't matter. It's neat to know that you have that diverse schedule. Are you guys already talking about next year's schedule, or is it one of those deals where it's always happening about what are we doing now? What are we doing in August of 2023?
Yeah, I've already had people reach out to me for next year, want to get a race, and it's just it never quits. It's always there. You're always looking. You're always trying to look forward to keep the thing getting bigger and better. So.
And Brian, with your schedule as it is, I know you're a fireman with the Greendale Fire Department. You've got a lot going on in the whole area of Milwaukee. Your schedule allows you to put that car on the racetrack. Where's your next race, you hope?
Hopefully back up in Angel Park in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
But we'll know more here once we get it apart.
I got to say thank you to your sponsor, American Glass and Window. I had my daughter's car had a windshield. She was driving behind somebody that had a big old dump truck and a bunch of rocks fell out of it. I'm like, man, where do I go to get the windshield replaced? I went to American Glass and Window because they're on your race car. Thank you for that connection. I got to give back to racers. I encourage everybody else to do the same. They did a great job on replacing that windshield in no time.
We really appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Who else you got on your race car?
We have Dog Guard Out-of-Sight Fencing, Spankins Motorsports, Gary Bellman Trucking, the Amish Cabinets for Less, Paragon Marketing Group, Bella Vita Banquet and Convention Center, Guest Performance, ABC Box, VMS Motorsports, and then who did that car, just a killer job, is Matt Myers from M3 Custom Creations. Knocked it out of the park for us this year.
You've got some purple, you've got some green. Any reason behind the meshing of those two vibrant colors?
Yes, I like black and green. Dee likes purple.
So your wife gets half of the say?
Happy marriage compromise.
That's okay. That looks great. You guys keep winning those awards. Car looks great. You can spot it in a heartbeat on the racetrack. I like it. Quinn, as far as your involvement with Badger, you guys have a bunch of folks. You got a bunch of people putting money towards this series. It seems like all the time. Howard Law, it comes to mind, is just that another great sponsor you guys have that backs the series. Anybody else you want to bring up or highlight for their involvement this year?
Yeah, I want to thank Jim at AFS, Advanced Fastening Supply, and all
the title sponsor now.
The title sponsor, and all their locations in the Wisconsin area. So if anybody needs any fasteners, any tools for construction supplies, call Advanced Fastening Supply. They are a great company. They're a great company to us. And they have been for years. They've helped out racers for the last 20 years that I can think of. And then Horizon Carpentry and the Horizon Group for all their building and all the stuff that they do for the sport. It's really it means a lot to us. And then all the guys that have stepped up as far as like industrial truck repair, advanced lubrication, which is high performance, and everybody else that stepped on board as far as sponsors go. It means a lot to all of us, and it means a lot to the racer.
Absolutely. And when it comes to racing, you guys had a very special night a couple weeks back. I know Amy's here. She was part of that process of getting a bunch of folks to throw money. There she is. Getting a bunch of folks together for the first annual, I'm going to call it that, KO Classic for Kevin Olson. And his passing, it came to be quite a happening. I could not see enough pictures and hear about it enough. I'm sorry I could not attend, but that special Sunday had to be pretty cool, knowing at 2 o'clock when Donnie Cleven and those people just opened up their campers and said, here's where the party is, guys. Come on over, have some fun. Let's raise some money for raffles and stick a bunch of money in a bunch of racers' pockets. That had to be really special.
Yeah, that was really neat. And the hardest part for Amy, especially, is when we got to the track. Everybody knew about this for a month or two before that it was going to happen. But then they showed up, and there was a lot more people that wanted to donate more money, and it was just trying to allocate where it all went to and how they wanted it given out. It made it for trying time, but although it was fun. But there were some people that walked away with a fair amount of cash, that's for sure.
I lost track, but there were lap sponsors for every lap of the feature. There were position sponsors for heat race finishing position. There was an award for who won the B main transfer. I think fifth in the B main got a trophy, got some cash. I mean, there was some serious ingenuity going on with KO's famous numbers, and number 9, okay, Danny Cleven's going to sponsor that lap. That was the last car he drove, the 9, that Brian Walters drove and displayed with our show a couple weeks ago.
Actually, there was more to it than just that. Like, you're talking about the B main.
Yeah.
There was a sponsor stepped up and goes, he wanted to give a certain amount of dollars to the event, and I said, well, why don't we give 100 to the top 5 that don't transfer to the A?
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They almost got as much money to run the B as they did to start the A. That was pretty
really
cool.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And then
down. Yeah.
Did you see the trophy by chance?
I did.
You did see the trophy.
Kevin Olson Jr. came on our show, and then he showed me. Well, actually, he showed me the trophy that was made that did not have the light bulb on it. But then I saw the trophy presentation.
Yes.
Of the one with the light bulb on it.
Yes. And how fitting. Amy, do you know Amy made the trophy?
I did not know that. It does not surprise me. Great job.
She made the trophy. And then somewhere, I'm in the trailer. I'm not at Victory Lane. All of a sudden I hear this.
In Victory Lane, after the race is over.
Yes. He breaks the light bulb.
Adam's holding the trophy.
Yep.
And I don't know if he fumbled his hands or what, but the light bulb broke off.
The light bulb broke.
And Kevin
Olson was the light bulb repairman. So
Yep.
How fitting was that?
Completely fitting.
It was perfect, wasn't
Absolutely. It was.
Yeah, it was. It was neat. And now in 2 weeks, we do have the Badger reunion that's coming up. That'll be on July 31st.
Sunday night, July 31st.
Sunday night, July 31st.
Angel Park Speedway.
Yep. And if anyone has a vintage midget, they can bring it out.
All right.
Anybody else
what
that
if
wants
it is
to
vintage
attend?
people?
Yes.
All right.
Anybody, any ages can come that day.
All
That
right.
would be great.
Good.
And if you've ever been, I'll talk to Greg. I probably speak out of turn here, but I think if you've been associated with any car, like an owner or a driver, then you get into that night for free.
I picked some mud one time.
That doesn't count. No, it doesn't count.
What if I picked mud twice?
Nope.
Nope. All right.
Nope.
2 times. Oh, I had to race at Angel Park?
Right. Did you ever
not to the pavilion, just on the racetrack? I've walked across the track. I felt like I was going to hurt myself.
No, that doesn't count.
During water, the truck water. You gotta time it.
That's
The
dangerous.
water truck and then the trucks that are trying to work the track in.
And slippery.
Scooting across there. Yeah, it's kind of a challenge.
How long have you been doing this, Jim?
The show?
Yeah, the show.
This is our 38th season of the show.
That's pretty good.
Started out with the track announcer Daryl Dobbs as the original host of the show.
That's what I heard earlier.
Yeah. He and Harvey Conkle have many, many stories.
How long have you been doing it?
I'm not that old. I've only been around for 36 of these years. Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's fun. 36? My goodness. I'm
congratulations.
Old. We're old.
Yes.
It's been a lot of fun, though. It really is. And just talking to you guys and having some fun and really, Ralph set the tone earlier. I guess I got to hear it every now and then about how much we really have fun talking to a bunch of different racers, and it's really enjoyable to have you guys on, too.
When was the last time you were at the Prairie?
For the banquet in November. I was not there yet this year. Had a nice celebration, and KO actually fell down twice on purpose. That's all I'll say. He was the hit of that night. Go figure.
Have you seen that the last couple of weeks we brought single car qualifying back?
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's good.
That's
Brian, do you like that? Hammer down just by yourself, couple laps?
Yeah, it's a little more nerve-wracking, but it's nice where you don't have to time it. So it's pretty cool.
It's a lot more fun to watch.
You used to drive there a bunch, so I imagine you got some butterflies every time you're like, oh, boy, I got to get what number to get in the dash? Oh, man. How can I get that figured out?
Yeah, well, you just drive. That was it.
Mash it.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Single car qualifying is the best, by far.
I like it.
It's fun to watch. It's fun. You can watch the guys, and you don't have to. What's really good about single car qualifying is you can listen.
Yeah.
And you know the people that are on it, and some that.
And I'm guessing it really might help a young guy or young gal that wants to drive and go, where's my lift point? And if I don't figure it out in the hot laps, I can actually listen and watch the fast guys and girls.
Correct.
They go, they went that deep in.
Yeah.
They saw Jesus and turned left. That's awesome.
Some of the guys that are really fast, you don't hear it lift.
Okay. That's Brian Peterson, right? One of the guys.
I haven't seen him qualify at Angel Park for 25 years, so I wouldn't know.
Well, we're going to see on Sunday night, July 31st, if not sooner, Brian Peterson qualifying at Angel Park Speedway. That'll be a blast.
Hopefully.
Are you going to make it out there?
I have to check my schedule. I'm non-committal. I've got my phone's being used for something, so I can't check it right now. You put me on the spot. Would you like doing that?
Yeah, I do. It's a lot of fun.
And I get to say thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of it. Howard Sanford, Quinn McCabe, and Brian Peterson, guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
We really appreciate you coming down.
Thanks for everything you do for us, Jim. I appreciate it. If it wouldn't be for you and you guys doing this show and getting the exposure for all of us, local short track racing would be in a tough place right now, that's for sure. But for all you fans out there that do come to the racetrack, it means an awful lot to all of us to see the crowd, especially at Angel Park and to Sycamore where we go. I mean, the fans and the crowds it's neat to see again, that's for sure.
It does. You don't know what you're going to see at the racetrack or at a car show.
Or here.
We have Cub Scouts on caffeine wearing soda boxes as uniforms. Why not? It's fun. They're going to get a badge for that. Or maybe something else. I don't know. We're going to go to commercial. I know that much. We're coming back with Jeff Storm and a really nice report from Bill Holland about the Slinger Nationals that shook out 1 week ago when we were at the front gate. Come on back and join us. This is the Racing Roundup Show live at the Greenfield Gallery Car Show at Heaven City, 27850 West National Avenue. You still got time to join us. We got some great content and giveaways after the show. Stick around.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair, from oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive, 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m., and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Delansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln in West Dallas.
D&H Sales and Service is Sheboygan County's largest steel and outdoor power equipment dealer. Since 2003, owner Brad Dahmer and D&H Sales and Service strives to offer you the best brands with leading manufacturers such as Aaron's, Gravely, Ferris, Simplicity, Snapper, Steel, Wright, and Toro. Each brand is backed by a stocked parts department and the highest level of customer service. All of our inventory is online at SheboyganPowerCenter.com, and when you buy from D&H, you will be shown how to safely operate your ready-to-use equipment. We have over 80 feet of steel display, and we have over 75 pieces of steel equipment in stock. D&H is Sheboygan County's only Briggs & Stratton diamond dealer with a master service technician and factory-trained service department. D&H Sales and Service is conveniently located off of I-43 in Sheboygan and is an authorized service and warranty center for most brands on the market. We'll service almost any brand of small engine equipment. Call us for details at 920-458-1865. D&H Sales and Service also offers pickup and delivery to Sheboygan, Manitowoc, and Ozaukee counties. Search D&H Sales and Service on Facebook or log on to SheboyganPowerCenter.com today.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. We're hanging out at the Greenfield Gallery Classic Car Show. Thanks to everybody for coming tonight. We've got some more show to talk about, but there's a great car show here tonight. Come on out and join us. 27850 West National Avenue in Mugwanago, Heaven City property. It's a lot of fun. August 28th is the Sprecher 150 ARCA Menard Series race. I've got a bottle in my hand that's got a yellow label on it of Sprecher root beer. Buy a case of this at Menard stores. Anywhere you see the show or hear the show, any Menard store nationwide, buy a case of this for like $20. You get a race ticket for every case you buy. So if you buy 5 cases, you get 5 tickets. Yes, you have to go to the Fair Park office during the week, redeem your receipt from Menards. Every case of this Sprecher root beer wins you a race ticket. So buy a case, get a ticket to the races, and you can also redeem them on race morning on Sunday, August 28th. So I want to make sure you're aware of that. That's kind of a cool promotion that they're redoing again this year to race at the Milwaukee Mile, August 28th with the Sprecher 150. So that'll be a lot of fun. Next week, Tuesday, we're live at Polly's Pub and Eatery. We'll be a video link with the #1 ranked wing sprint car driver in the country, according to Speed Sport, Justin Peck.
Hey, Jim, are they going to remember us there?
They will. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. We have several vintage-aged racers, including Pat Haney. He said he's not old, he's vintage. So we got Pat on the show, a couple more guys. Their stories will be flying, I guarantee you, next week at Polly's. I also want to congratulate BMRE Electric Carts owner Brad Miller for winning the Midwest Truck Series race at Slinger Nationals last Tuesday night. The Midwest Truck Series is back in action this Saturday night at Jefferson Speedway. Joining the regular weekly program, time trials at 4, racing at 6. Midwest Truck Series is supported by Pathfinder Chassis and Wares Machine. Check out MidwestTruckSeries.com. For a full Slinger Nationals recap on this year's show, here's this week's installment of Bill Holland's In the Groove.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the Groove at Slinger Speedway, home of the annual Slinger Nationals. This race, 200 laps around what's billed as the world's fastest quarter-mile oval, is like no other race in super late model racing because this track is like no other. Slinger Speedway is truly one of a kind.
I know of no other track that is anything like this. You know, I've raced quite a few tracks around, and nothing is like Slinger. It's a one of a kind, and people that come here either love it or hate it.
5-time Slinger Nationals champion Lowell Bennett is a big part of this race's history that dates back to 1980.
Bobby Allison loved coming here, and Kyle Petty, and you know, there's so many of the top NASCAR guys that have run here. Rusty Wallace used my car on 2 different occasions here.
Over the years, the locals have won their share against the visitors. Allenton's Dennis Prunty took the win in 2015.
The year before I won it, 2014, where I led almost every lap and burned up an ignition wire, and I thought to myself that was my one chance of winning the Nationals. And then we came back the next year and led again, probably almost every lap. I think it was only 20 laps we didn't lead. That was just awesome.
1 year ago, Wausau, Wisconsin teenager Luke Venhouse won both the Nationals and the Slinger Speedway Season Championship, boosting his career in a big way.
You know, to grab the Slinger Nationals kind of just changed my life with the whole SRX deal, and it was such a big moment for my career and my life, and it made me who I am today now, and now we're here 1 year later and trying to do the exact same thing.
32 cars and drivers are here. They'll race for more than $20,000 the winner will take home. For drivers like North Carolina's Carson Quapple, it's not just about the money.
Everybody knows it's huge. I mean, look what Luke got from it last year, SRX deal. That got him kickstarted down south.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the Groove at Slinger Speedway, home of the annual Slinger Nationals. This race, 200 laps around what's billed as the world's fastest quarter-mile oval, is like no other race in super late model racing because this track is like no other. Slinger Speedway is truly one of a kind.
I know of no other track that is anything like this. You know, I've raced quite a few tracks around, and nothing is like Slinger. It's a one of a kind, and people that come here either love it or hate it.
Five-time Slinger Nationals champion Lowell Bennett is a big part of this race's history that dates back to 1980.
Bobby Allison loved coming here, and Kyle Petty, and there's so many of the top NASCAR guys that have run here. Rusty Wallace used my car on 2 different occasions here.
Over the years, the locals have won their share against the visitors. Allenton's Dennis Prunty took the win in 2015.
Back the year before I won it, 2014, where I led almost every lap and then burned up an ignition wire, and I thought to myself that was my one chance winning the Nationals. And then we came back the next year and led again, probably almost every lap. I think it was only 20 laps we didn't lead. That was just awesome.
1 year ago, Wausau, Wisconsin teenager Luke Venhouse won both the Nationals and the Slinger Speedway Season Championship, boosting his career in a big way.
To grab the Slinger Nationals kind of just changed my life with the whole SRX deal, and it was such a big moment for my career and my life, and it made me who I am today now, and now we're here 1 year later and trying to do the exact same thing.
32 cars and drivers are here. They'll race for more than $20,000 the winner will take home. For drivers like North Carolina's Carson Quapple, it's not just about the money.
Everybody knows it's huge. I mean, look what Luke got from it last year. SRX deal that got him kickstarted down south, and I'm pretty good buddies with him in the Chevrolet deal with him. So I mean, it just gets so much spotlight on you just to win a race. Period. Just to win this race, I mean, it's huge.
Top contenders include 2-time ARCA Midwest Tour champion and 4-time Tundra Series champ Casey Johnson.
We're getting the best from all ends of the country out here now, so they really turn it into quite the spectacle. I know this is the home track for my car owner too, so it's circled about 10 times on his list. So I mean, this is the big one for him, big one for me. It'd be nice to knock it off the list.
The field includes 8-time Slinger Nationals champion and NASCAR Hall of Famer Matt Kenseth, late model standouts Derek Thorne of California in the 43, and Florida's Stephen Nasse in the 51. 2-time Nationals champion Ty Majeski is third fastest in qualifying, with 5-time Slinger Speedway champ Steve Apel second on the stopwatch, and NASCAR Cup Series driver William Byron fast qualifier in the 24. Only 12 drivers make the show through time trials. The rest have to race their way in. First qualifying race goes to Slinger Speedway regular Brad Keith in the 48. He'll move on to the 200-lap feature and take the Chris McEntee Memorial Trophy for winning the qualifier.
Yeah, Chris McEntee was a good friend of ours. We miss him dearly. To win that was really cool. We're definitely going to enjoy this trophy in the shop, and it'll bring back a lot of memories of Chris.
In our last chance qualifier, 5-time Nationals champ Lowell Bennett in the 2, racing hard with NASCAR Truck Series regular Derek Kraus in the 9 car. They're both chasing former ARCA Midwest Tour champion Andrew Morrissey, who wheels the 39 to the checkers and a spot in the 200-lap main event.
It's super hard here because the times are so close. I mean, it's just, a knife's edge if you're, 15th or 5th, so it's tough to make. If you can make it in the race, it's pretty good, but I think it hurt us. We didn't make the race. We had to run both qualifying races. They had 60-some laps on our tires.
Before the super late models, the Midwest Truck Series hits the high banks for their 40-lap feature. Eugene Gregorich III takes the early lead in the 1W. He's got former Slinger late model champion Chris Blauat in the 26, and Aaron Moyer in the 140 right behind. Brad J.J. Miller runs 4th in the 89. And big trouble, Blauat goes around. Evan Hassler's 38 in the wall. Alex Braseth in the 17. Chester Ace in the 93. Fast qualifier Mike Meyerhofer's 37. Kenny Justin in the 47 truck, all involved. Back to green flag racing. The battle for the lead is between Aaron Moyer and Slinger Speedway fan favorite Brad J.J. Miller. Moyer, a Truck Series rookie. Miller, a past champion here in super late models. It's the 89 out front. Brad Miller's doing double duty tonight. He didn't make the show with his super late model, but he's putting on a show in the Midwest Truck feature, holding off Moyer, the young driver out of Hartford, and 4-time Truck Series champion James Swan in 3rd, driving the 97. After 40 laps, it's Brad J.J. Miller first to the checkered flag.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite racetrack of all time. You know, we got a lot of wins here and a lot of fast times and a lot of championships. And yeah, this place is home. It's I'm more of a dirt track racer these days, but Slinger Speedway is still home to me.
We're ready for 200 laps. Jacob Nottestad in the 97 and Carson Quapple in the 35 on the front row leading the field to green, and the 43rd Slinger Nationals feature is underway. It's Nottestad, the young driver who races weekly here, out to the early lead, with Quapple second and former national short track champion Austin Nason in third. There are stormy skies over Slinger, but early on, smooth sailing for Nottestad. Jacob Nottestad in his first Slinger Nationals looking strong early. And we are under caution for rain with 36 laps in the book. After a short delay, it's Nottestad leading, and Luke Fenhouse now up to the second spot. Back in the pack, Matt Kenseth, the 8-time Slinger Nationals champion, racing with 2-time Rockford Speedway National Short Track champ Jeremy Lepak in the 40. The 48 of Brad Keith is stopped in turn 2. Caution flies again. Back to green with Nottestad, Fenhouse, 2-time Nationals champ Ty Majeski in the 21, and California driver Derek Thorne in the 43. Watch the leaders battle it out in front of the field. It's Majeski, Fenhouse, Nottestad third, and Carson Quapple fourth at the halfway break. The second half of this race promises to be even more intense than the first half. Ty Majeski in the 21, Luke Fenhouse in the 4, both past winners of this race, looking to battle it out. Behind the leaders, sparks flying from Carson Quapple's 35 as he battles with Casey Johnson, Derek Thorne in the 43, and Sammy Smith in the black 22 car. We are under caution for the 0 car of Ryan DiStefano in turn 4. Back to green, and here we go. Ty Majeski and Luke Fenhouse really fighting it out for the lead. There aren't a lot of laps left, and it's go time up front. Majeski, the 2-time winner of this race. Fenhouse, the defending champion. And NASCAR Cup driver William Byron right there in the 24. His might be the best car on the racetrack right now. And Byron goes to the high side, trying to take the lead from Majeski. William Byron, your new leader. Fenhouse right there. Derek Thorne into Majeski. Matt Kenseth now up to 5th behind Austin Nason. We are coming to the finish. And William Byron has shown he is a very fast learner, holding off Luke Fenhouse to win the 43rd Slinger Nationals.
The 91 and the 4, like, we were all matching lap time, so I didn't feel like I was going to have anything for them. And luckily, kind of they started racing hard, and I was able to get to their outside. And first time I got to the outside didn't quite work, and then the second time it worked, so it was pretty awesome.
Slinger Nationals has been around for more than 40 years. Every year there's a lot of build-up when this race rolls around. Every year the event lives up to the hype. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching, and thanks to everyone who makes our program possible. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thank you, Bill Holland, for that great report. And sitting with us now, as we joined with Dean Strom once again, who was there to cover the action. I was there to watch the action as our show concluded out in the front midway. We have with us a driver who finished top 10 in the Slinger Nationals, sitting right between us. Let's give a nice hand for Jeff Storm. Jeff, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming back on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
You were watching that with us, reliving it. I mean, how much of a big deal was that day, that whole experience, that process that started for some months and weeks before?
Yeah, that was, I don't know. We seemed to pick the biggest races in the country to go to. And
let's see, you won. You got in on time at the Snowball Derby. The year before, you got in on through the qualifying race at the All-American 400. And then the Slinger Nationals. People don't realize you've not been there a bunch to do that race.
No, we haven't. Been to them racetracks a lot, but I ain't been to Slinger since 2000 or 2001. We went there in the spring and thought we'd build a notebook, and I surprised myself, qualified real well. We had a mechanical issue that took us out of the race, but we had a good notebook. I thought it was going to be all right, but went there Monday, and we just never, in 2 days, we just never could run a lap. The car had good feel. It balanced real well, I felt. I felt it would race good, but I just could never fire a lap with the thing, Jim.
And I was in amazement at the splits between first and 10th and 30th. We're talking about a foot and a half on the racetrack, Dean.
Yeah, and Jim, I was going to bring that up. I'm looking at the qualifying times. from Tuesday at the Nationals. Derek Thorne was fourth at an 11.341. Luke Fenhouse had a 3.42. Sammy Smith had a 3.43. Fourth, fifth, and sixth, 3/1000ths of a second. That is crazy.
And Stormy, you said chasing a lap. I mean, you really had to focus on that, didn't you?
Yeah, that's really what it was all about. All day Tuesday was just trying to chase that lap, and Dean just said it's so close to Slinger. Tight little quarter mile, fastest quarter mile in the world, they claim, but it's tight there, and you got to have it together. And we just never did. Qualified an embarrassing 29th out of 33. We were contemplating loading the thing up because we knew we had to start deep in the last chance race. So,
and you made it in.
We did, by the grace of God. We had we had a really good race car. We just didn't have any qualifying speed, and we took off, and the top was open. I just stayed up there, and we were looking at fifth place, I think, and the spotter said 17 to go, and I kind of sat back in the seat. I said, well, heck, we'll get this done.
Got to get one. That's all.
That's all we had to do is get one more. So.
You showed William Byron the line, too, by the way. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. Well, hats off to William Byron, right? Kidding me? That kid's something else, ain't he? He's a talented individual. Hats off to that whole operation. Donnie Wilson, them guys brought a great piece for him, and he learned quick, man. That was cool to see him win.
But then, Stormy, once you did get in the 200-lapper, you found the pace, finished on the lead lap in the top 10. You're right. You did have a good race car, didn't you?
Yeah, we just kind of tried to stay out of trouble. Took it when we could get it and gave it when we had to. But, the big key there, a lot of that was attrition. But a lot of these big races is kind of how it goes, 200 laps. I mean, you get in the spin cycle there, and I'm not kidding you. I haven't run a lot at Slinger, but man, it pins you down the seat, and it's just a spin cycle. You don't know I don't know if it was on the front stretch.
I was just going to ask you. You don't know, do you?
No, just going and digging, and spotter's huge there, telling me how many laps are left. I had no idea where we're at. We had a caution late, and I counted. I'm like, man, we're doing okay here, So to finish ninth at the Slinger Nationals in our first try, I'm real proud of that. Real proud of our guys. All our sponsors, everybody involved with our team. That was a big day for us, so we'll take it.
Speaking of Jeff Storm, who joined us for the first time this season on June 7th or so, I think it was, at the Cellar in Oak Creek, on Oak Creek Automotive Night, and we talked about the brand new body you put on the car, racing at Milwaukee the next Sunday. That same car, it appears, that was the one you ran at Slinger as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Two completely different racetracks. How much work did you have to do? Because I know you like to be prepared. You don't race every race, but you're prepared when you do get to race.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing, So we were all set, went to the mile. Again, had mechanical issues. I'll wear the hat on that one. It was a bad clutch, and I probably should have been on my game there, but it is what it is. So we had the car all switched over. I mean, there wasn't a mark on it, right? So me and my crew guy and girl, Nate and Mandy, worked in the shop every night that week to get ready for the Dells Raceway Park. Now, you wouldn't think, change the gear, right, and go. Well, we got this rules packages that seem to be different every racetrack we go to, and I really wish someday that we could all be on the same page. But so there's some weight moving around, and it's trailing arm angles, the springs and shocks and loads, and it's a lot of work to get switched over. So we were ready to fire for the Dells. It got rained out, so we really didn't have that much to do to Slinger. Dell's a Slinger. A lot of stuff's the same. You run quite a bit more spring, but other than that, their rules are very similar. So we didn't have the whole lot of weight to move and that kind of stuff. But yeah, to go from Milwaukee to a short track was a ton of stuff to change.
And Stormy, we're talking about a lot of things here. This race car, where will we race it next?
Our next race, we're going to be at Dells Raceway Park on August 13th. That's part of the Alive for 5 series. So,
twin 75 lappers.
So they're doing twin 75 lappers. They're going to be 2 separate races. And what happened, the first race we ran early spring, we got that in. The next 2 Alive for 5s got rained out. So Jerry's like, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to run August 13th. We're going to run 2 separate races. So they're twin 75s, but they're going to be separate points, separate everything for them races. And he's going to do it again in the fall for Halloween. So then they'll have their 5. Otherwise, the points thing, everybody's getting iffy. I'm fine with it. We're sitting real good in that deal. So.
And you've raced the Dells a lot. It's one of your favorite tracks.
Absolutely. I never thought I'd call Dells Raceway Park my home track, but sure seems to be.
And when it comes to racing there, the twin 75s, you can't. There's not a lot you can do, I imagine, between the races.
No, Jerry's telling us 4 tires for the whole thing. So, yeah, you might be able to tweak on the suspension a little bit, maybe a little load here or there, but Yeah, you're gonna have a whole lot of time, and if they're gonna do it 4 tires, yeah, you're gonna have to. Man, I don't know. I don't know how to attack this one yet. I'm hoping he does 6 tires, honestly.
You hear that, Jerry? Jerry Robbie? Yes, we need to have you talk to Jeff Storm. Call him on his cell.
Yeah, give me a holler, Jerry. We got to talk about this. But at any rate, it'd be something cool for the fans, obviously for the racers. Like I say, it's a 5-race deal. It's a big deal. They're $5,000 to win, each one of them. If you've never been to one, come on up. I mean,
yeah, the money per lap's pretty good. $5,000 to win for a 75 lapper.
Yeah, and the quality of the racers that run that deal. Johnny Sauter will probably be there. I know his stuff is done, so Johnny, get it out there. Let's go. As much as I love racing with you. That guy races every lap like his hair's on fire. Practice, qualifying, heat race, doesn't matter. Every lap. Johnny, you're going to have to save some tires for that one. That don't mean nothing to him.
No.
I want to talk about bowling. We heard before. I know about Jeff Storm, the racer. I know about Jeff Storm, the trap shooter, the truck driver, and business owner. I didn't know about the bowler. What's your average?
I don't know. I think we ended 202 last year. I mean, it's nothing compared to the Hibbert boys and the Holtz boys over there. I mean, I'm just along for the ride when they're rolling. But it's just something fun to do. I've done it my whole life. Grew up doing it. I got my daughter. She's the little hot rod in the family. She's the bowler, not me. I'm just there, I think, for moral support, maybe to buy drinks. I don't know.
Well, you get the bowl too, don't you?
Yeah. We fill the gap, I guess. But yeah, I don't. It's just for fun for me. I don't know. Super competitive. It's. I don't know. I'm getting older. My knees are junk. It's just getting harder to do that too. So.
And happy birthday, I should say that.
Yeah, I quit having them. We won't talk about that.
It's been in the month of July at some point. That's all I know. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Sponsor-wise, car owner-wise, you guys are looking like you've got a really good plan right now, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, our car owner, Scott and Linda Dahlberg, now out of Elkhorn, Wisconsin. Their owners of 3D Ranch, as well as Great Lakes Components and Duramax Trucking, which all three are proudly on the 25 car.
Deuce Nickel. Hashtag Deuce Nickel. I got that trending now on
there
Twitter.
There you go.
I
like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got them on there. River City Lanes, obviously, we just talked about. That's where I do all my bowling at, most of it anyway. And then right next door is Bruno's Restaurant. They're on there as well, helping us out. Chuck and Tricia Terojan. Really appreciate your guys' support. Bart and Amy Breber Music. We've been carrying them on our back for a number of years. Really good friends of ours. He's got a really nice little business over there in Elkhorn. Like I always say, you got kids going to band, spring, school's coming. Go pay him a visit. That's what he does. So proud to have him on there. Bobby Gutnick with Oak Creek Automotive.
Who's here tonight with his 58?
Bobby's got his 58 over there. And he's got a cocktail. Look at that. But, Bobby's helped us out, started last year, and he's doing it again this year. We really appreciate that. So it's really cool to have some really good support on the race car. Again, all my crew people. We don't have a lot of help at the shop. Nate and Mandy, they live right there, so they come over when needed. And race day, we got a pretty good team, so everybody seemed on the same page here lately, and things are firing nicely. It'll be good to get back for some familiar territory at the Dells here. Hopefully we're not all messed up running around all over the place here, but we got good notebooks, so we should be fine.
Saturday night, August 13th, is when you'll see Jeff Stone racing at Dells Raceway Park. 2 races, both paying $5,000 to win in the Alive for 5 series. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to get back there. Just been so solid there. Finished second in the spring, qualified really well. We're sitting good in the points. Hopefully we can keep it rolling. A lot of this is staying out of trouble. But when you race with the caliber guys we're racing with, you don't really. Man, we haven't seen a lot of wrecking and tearing stuff up, and it's just a pleasure, right? There's nothing worse than all cautions out and you come around and somebody's stuff's all tore to hell. It's a lot of work. I don't know how much work it is, and I don't like doing it. I don't like seeing anybody else doing it either. Sometimes things happen. It is short track racing, but boy, it's been a pleasure to race with these guys. Casey Johnson, Jordan DeVoy, the list goes on. Them guys they're all class act, and they're going to race you hard, but they're going to give you room when needed. So I'm getting worked up, getting excited to go back over there.
Sounds great. Thanks for bringing your wife Tammy down tonight. We're hanging out here at the Heaven City property, not far from home for you, so I'm glad it's a home game as well.
Yeah, it is a home game, about 20 minutes, so it's kind of nice.
How about I say for Jeff Storm joining us here tonight on the show. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate you very much.
Great show.
Thank you to Strom for our contributions again. Maybe next Tuesday we'll see a bunch of bunch of vintage guys. We got some on the show tonight. We got more vintage guys. Matter of fact, we got some really cool guys here tonight and gals. I want to recognize Bobby Goodneck for coming down. Claire Roan and Paul Stender, they came together. Paul just said he walked 5 miles today, so a lot of our friends have Paul in our thoughts. And great to see you here, Paul, hanging out. He said, I think I'm coming back. I'm getting ready. I got to build something faster. And I think he said somebody's 4 mile per hour short of going 400 miles an hour. So leave it to Paul. He's got a plan. Great to see Paul here tonight. Donnie Schaffler, Frank Smith, Ted Dolan, Pete Ostrowski's here tonight. Alan Gwen Show we mentioned. And I'm just trying to keep notes of everybody. But it's so much fun we've had tonight. We're going to be coming back here to wrap things up here. We've enjoyed our evening. We got some giveaways after the show as well. We have had a blast. Greenfield Gallery is where you want to go or where you want to sell your or buy some really cool stuff. 262-353. Hang on, I wrote the number down here. I got it written down right here. Hang on, it's right here. That sheet. Nope, not that sheet. I'll give you the number when we come back. Sorry. We'll be right back to the Greenfield Gallery Car Show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
Polly's Pub and Eatery at 81st Street and Greenfield Avenue serves up Milwaukee's best pizza, outstanding wings, and a great pub menu. Polly's Kitchen is open late every night with great nightly specials. Polly's has a shuttle bus to all Brewers games. Party on the patio this summer with Polly. Polly's has 18 flat-screen TVs to catch all of your favorite sports. Stay up to speed and download Polly's mobile app and receive a free 22-ounce tap beer. Polly'sPubandEatery.com. Have you partied with Polly?
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need three things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show, live for the next few minutes here at the Greenfield Gallery Car Show at Heaven City, 27850 West National Avenue in Mukwonago. The number to call is 262-363-5885. I almost had it. I did. Here it is. 262-363-5885 is the number to call. Greenfield Gallery Sales 2 is what you're going to look for. Greenfield Gallery Sales 2 is look for it on their eBay store. They're also available on Facebook, and Ralph and his dad, Ralph, will be happy to talk to you about what you can do with your collection or add to your collection. They've got all sorts of great collectibles and dolls and all sorts of die-cast, and they've got great cars like that Olsen Night Eagle and everything else. So support them. They support our show. We really thank them for having us as our host tonight. See, there's Schlafer Auto Body Racers. They race hard. They work hard. They're in Lannon. They can take care of every auto body need you have. They work with all insurance companies. Since 1974, 4 generations of racers have been getting it done the right way. They work with all insurance companies. Search Schlafer Auto Body on Facebook to get in touch with this family of racers and to check out their latest award-winning classic car restoration projects. Visit our show website, racingroundupshow.com. Like our show on Facebook as well. We want you to be part of the fun. We want you to be part of this. We're going to be at Polly's next Tuesday, July 26th, for another edition of the Racing Roundup Show. You can catch here on Facebook Live, on racingroundupshow.com, And we'll post this show and every show on MAV TV, on Flow Racing, on the racing app you want to get a hold of. Well, we're on Twitter and Instagram as well, at Racing Roundup. So if you want to advertise, head to our website. Click the Contact Us menu button at racingroundupshow.com. Big thanks to our show crew, Dave Schmalzer, Matt Rapina, Greg Lapine, Sam Trado, Dean Strom, Sherry Prague, Bruce Blodgett, Mark Goodman, and the return of Jake Trado, my nephew, who played golf today in the Southeastern Wisconsin Short Track Golf Outing. Want to tell you, July 27th, next Wednesday at 7 p.m., Hales Corners Village Hall. They're going to have a Hales Corners Speedway 53 Years of Racing Thrills presented by Don the Kid Walter and Patrick Haney. Yeah, that's right. It's again on South New Berlin Road in Hales Corners, the James R. Ryan Municipal Building. Again, Hales Corners Village Hall, Meadows Room, next Wednesday, July 27 at 2 p.m. Until next Tuesday, well, we're going to have a whole bunch of fun with you at Polly's. I want to thank you for being part of this show. Thank you, everyone, for being part of the Classic Car Show and our racing program. Until next Tuesday, set your DVR, support your local racing, and have at it, racers.
Thank you for joining us for the Racing Roundup Show. Like our show on Facebook, contact us via our website, racingroundupshow.com, and interact with us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, support your local racetrack, set your DVR, and have at it, racers.